Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, your host, Splice37, and welcome to my thoughts on Cyberpunk 2077. So, if you guys haven't kept up with my channel, Cyberpunk 2077 came out just over, what? It's almost been 2 months now? Sheesh. Oh my god. Okay, so I actually really like this game. It's not the most perfect thing ever, and there are a lot of bugs, which I will be showcasing throughout this video, actually. But I'm actually here to explain to you guys that Cyberpunk 2077 isn't actually like that horrible of a game on PC. It's quite enjoyable, in fact. The combat itself is very entertaining, and there's a lot of routes you can take when it comes to combat. I don't showcase too much in this video, but I think my friend and I have a really good conversation about like how the combat kind of works, and it was more like his like positive take on it, because usually my friend Will and I kind of bash heads when it comes to like how we like games. Sometimes I try to take a very more like a more critical look at the game and pick out the goods and the bads and stuff like that. And I watch a lot of game reviewers, so like I take a lot of inspiration from them and sometimes their opinions as well. But we don't need to talk about that. The point is, I want to share with you a clip that that I took from my Discord call with my friend Will, and I actually really enjoy his take on how everything's going. So you're telling me you had a great time playing this game, no matter any issues that have been plaguing it.
Okay,
Even
so
on PC.
yeah, I mean, I haven't had any issues given I have a 2080, so like graphic issues aren't that big of a problem. I'm playing a 1440p, 80 frames ultra. Like, I'm
Okay.
fine with that.
Okay.
That's still more than Assassin's Creed or not Origins. What's the Greek one? Odyssey.
Odyssey. Yeah.
And Odyssey's older by a lot.
Yeah. And like I have a very strange like thing with Ubisoft games after playing Ghost Recon Wildlands with you. But you like the
Sorry.
combat. You like the combat
Yeah.
overall.
Combat reminds me of what Andromeda wanted to be.
Yeah.
We have all this shit going on in Andromeda, right? But it's fucking boring, right?
Mhm.
This combat's fucking fun. I can run around, I can run into a fight, slide into slow motion and shoot 6 people with a shotgun before they even know I'm there.
Yeah.
That's fucking lit.
And that's my favorite part about the game too, is that the combat is very well designed, and it's I like the
I
perk
can
system.
see, yeah, the perks they're pretty good. They kind of remind me of like Skyrim, how everything, no matter what you do, will become broken.
Yeah, they kind of have some broken numbers there. They gotta
Like,
tone it down just a little bit in some cases.
my crafting is insane.
Like,
I maxed out crafting this build, right?
yeah.
I can make some really stupid shit. My jacket gives me
funny.
2,000 armor right now.
That's wild. Like your samurai jacket?
No, this is a reinforced laminate military flight jacket.
Interesting. Well, I guess
My
there's a lot
cowboy
that
hat.
I've missed out on, because yeah, like my combat is very plain, like soldier. I run in and shoot things and call it a day, which might change how I've kind of felt about it, because I've been really stealthy and not exactly used cyberware to my advantage. It's been mostly
Oh,
either-
cyberware is so fucking fun.
yeah. and
That's
I've-
what I love the most.
I've used the gorilla arms and the mantis blades, and I like the mantis blades. They're really fun.
The what the monowire or whatever it is. The
Yeah.
picture doesn't do it justice because I thought it was like some weird dumb shit where you like walk up and plug into somebody and kill them.
That's what the trailer showed.
No, it looks like fucking God of War when you're slinging his blades
yeah,
around.
It's
it looks
blades
like
from
that.
God of War. Yeah, I
I'm
noticed
like,
that
what the
too when I was
fuck?
watching his
That shit's
gameplay.
sick.
And the legendary ones of that are very good, but I haven't actually been
Mhm.
able to use them. But I've seen videos on it, and
Mhm.
it does remind me of the God of War chains. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, combat I think they did really well. Cyberware, really fucking well. Story's pretty good. It feels like the story was changed. I will say that.
It's
It
quite
does feel
linear, in
like
fact.
the story was changed, not quite last minute, but pretty damn close to last minute.
They could have shoved that Keanu Reeves and everything, bro. And that's what everyone else has been saying too, is that it's mostly the whole, we got Keanu, we got to use him to his full advantage, bro.
Yeah, it's like, I think I said it before to somebody, I don't know, but it's like, it almost feels like they, got in contact with him and then he didn't respond for a while because he's fucking Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh shit, he said yes. Change the story back. Go, go, go.
Go, go, go. And it's funny. I actually did some research and stuff, and in the one of the, like the gameplay trailer from 2018, it shows that Keanu had like not Keanu, wow, that Johnny Silverhand had recently died, not 50 years before, but like within the
Yeah,
last
there was something
year.
about how he had died recently. Yeah.
And they had changed their lore, and it's like,
Oh
wow.
shit, that's my car. My car's been here forever. Holy fuck.
What?
My, my my Turbo R is still sitting on this fucking intersection. I'm sorry.
It's nice
You
to
know-
hear a positive take on it though from you.
See, that's the thing though. I don't sit there and like watch game shit before it comes out, cause I love my solo games. You know what I mean?
Indeed.
So I'm just gonna go into it. Whatever happens, happens. And usually I hate running around doing map shit, even though I'm like a very completionist player.
Yeah.
But this is fun. They only take like 10 seconds. Yeah,
Okay.
you run in there, you cut a few heads off, and then you're like, all right, next one.
Okay. Well, what about the RPG elements?
I mean, story-wise, there's not like a ton of RPG, but I don't really care about story RPG as long as I can like. I think combat RPG is more important to me. To have like diverse combat.
Even the side quests to me don't really scream choice and consequence. Like,
Yeah.
you don't
I
see.
mean, you
any
can fuck up
consequences.
banging Pan Am, and that's upsetting, but
Like, there's not much other than that. Like the world keeps moving, but like your choices don't affect the world at all.
I don't like affecting the world, personally. In most games, I really don't. Because, like, I get it, you're the protagonist, but being that important of a character is just, I don't know.
For once, you're literally
You're like
just you.
the god of Earth. It's like, I don't fucking care.
Like it's
I'm
certainly
running
not
around
New
killing
Vegas, that's
people.
for sure.
Yeah, it's like, and I don't know. I don't like world-changing stuff anyways.
So yeah, and this
Because,
game
like,
can
I think
fit a
that's
certain
also
type of
kind of
player.
the thing with Night City, though, is like, that's kind of the whole message of the game, is like, it doesn't matter what you do, Night City is going to be Night City.
They scream living, breathing city, and then and I see that, but like sometimes the AI can be a little weird, and they kind of cower and then don't move. It's kind of weird. I tried to walk into a few of the shops on the side of the road though, and they wouldn't let me in. They just said locked.
Well, I don't know. It's weird, like how many doors like you can go up to and like press your button
It
on,
just
but how
says
many of them
locked.
don't
Yeah.
open.
Like I don't know. I'd rather not have the option at all than to be baited like that.
Yeah. And it's like, I don't know. I've heard complaints about like the map itself, but I did a lot of like lore reading because we were gonna do a tabletop run of it,
Oh,
right?
nice.
And like, I don't know. It kind of makes sense how like nothing is out there because of all the wars and shit, and everybody like fought over resources, and then we ran up into our cities, and we're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
So it's like it makes sense why there's nothing out there. That's why there's nomads.
And it really shows the whole like the squalor of Pacifica's area.
Yeah, and all the fucking trash and shit.
Like just when I was recording my little rant thing just now, I had noticed like there's like so much trash on the sides there. There's like gunfire all around me. Like there's just
I
a bunch of
wish
stuff going on.
Pacifica would have been used more.
Yeah,
that?
they're like
Because
voodoo
it's such
boys.
a cool area. They're
Done.
like, look at this, like, it looks like it was destroyed by like a tsunami, right?
Yeah.
And then you just leave.
There's
I'm like,
nothing-
oh,
like,
okay.
Why don't you just use the freaking area more? Like
Given, you know, there's still room for DLC and stuff. Like, the Witcher DLC, the first one, Hearts of Stone, was on the main map.
Huh. Okay. So
I think they added a couple buildings or something. I
Like
don't
a
remember because
chance
I didn't
to
play it
finish-
before that came
flesh
out.
out as part of the map. Yeah. I almost kind of
So-
wish like other games did that.
Yeah, because there's like this city is so fucking dense. Like when I first started playing, there were times where I would like go to a waypoint and then I realized it's like 3 city levels above me, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's pretty cool. But I hate when I call my car and it goes to the highway above me.
Yeah. I do like the verticality of the game. It certainly makes a different aspect on how this whole thing goes. And
Yeah, the map is pretty cool. I think people said stuff about like the dynamic weather, which like I get. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I also get annoyed by dynamic weather such as acid rain, which is like the main thing they bring up. Like whenever you become a vampire in Oblivion and you can't go outside during the day, it's kind of like, oh,
Ugh,
cool.
great. Awesome.
Yeah. Wait 12 hours.
Wait 12 hours every day.
Yeah. The waiting is good. It's really fucking fast. I'll say that. That's really cool.
Okay.
Cause like you sit there, you go wait 24 hours, and boom, it's done.
That is nice. Let me think here. I don't think I have much else to talk about with you on Cyberpunk. I just wanted to see what you thought of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm glad you liked the combat though.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's fun.
With all that being said, I really like how the game kind of opens itself up to you. So, sure, you have to take this really long tutorial section, which it's so long that it even slows down speedruns, kind of, but I do think that the game does its best to try and introduce like new players and give them a very interesting story to get into. And really, that is what Cyberpunk 2077 is. It's a story where you, as V, have to save yourself, and whether you do that or not, it's not exactly the RPG that we were all expecting. And I did kind of warn you guys about that as well. My expectations for Cyberpunk 2077 weren't that high, and with my video nearly approaching 80 views on Trust Me, You Don't Want to Overhype Cyberpunk 2077, I think I made pretty good points in that video. You don't want to overhype a video game. If you let that kind of stuff really resonate with you and make it take over your personality and completely obsess over the game, including my friends. My own friends called me out trying to say that I was trying to completely shill for Cyberpunk 2077 and say that it was going to be the best game ever. And really, in my mind, it was supposed to be like my Tron fantasy. I really enjoy Tron, especially like, not exactly Tron Legacy. I know Tron Legacy is not the greatest movie ever. Being in a world such as Night City where you can somewhat immerse yourself in your surroundings, and for how good the city does look, I'm very impressed with the scale that the game has. There's a lot of verticality and there's a lot of detail, even if there are a lot of bugs that take you out of your immersion. Really, if we're going to talk story stuff, I think that I can really see myself playing this game a few more times, maybe just another full playthrough. The story is not that amazing, but it is nice to have so many hours of just you talking to Keanu Reeves. Honestly, it's pretty great. And I'm not even that big of a fan of Keanu Reeves. I've only seen the Matrix movies. Other than that, I really haven't watched John Wick. I haven't watched any of his other stuff. It's been a pretty plain experience for me, but I think I have a good knowledge of how Johnny Silverhand is by now, and how V is as a character, because even if you're kind of you in this game, V is still the character V, and there's not much you can do when it comes to like choice. So the way I took this game was I'm kind of playing as like my Commander Shepard. If you're playing Mass Effect, I like to play as like either default Shepard or someone very similar to Shepard, just so I get the whole like story feel behind it. Now, I haven't played much Mass Effect either, but in just Mass Effect 1 that I've played, I really enjoy kind of doing stuff like that. Now, why am I making this video like 2 months after the game came out? Well, I kind of wanted to see what updates came out for the game to see like if they can actually fix anything, because this game freaking launched broken on the consoles, and it's hilarious that I get so many bug compilations now on my YouTube feed. It's very, very fun to me. See, I'm a fan of Bethesda games, so being a fan of Bethesda games, you kind of expect a lot of quirky, random bugs. Like, even though this game's not made by Bethesda, I see the whole typical open world, big story-driven games that just have a ton of glitches. It's kind of weird. This game kind of takes the story of like a linear thing, but then throws it into an open world that you can explore. And there's a lot of side quests too. I mean, I think there's a good maybe 100-hour experience in Cyberpunk 2077 if you somewhat take your time. And I think that's really good. And oh my god, there's so many ways to approach combat. So around the city there are these cyber psychos you can go against, which are like mini boss battles across the city, and they're kind of good. They're kind of hard. they're kind of, I don't know how to explain it. They're kind of mediocre in some ways. I just kind of wish there were more intense boss battles, like named characters you could like learn about and be like, oh, well, this guy totally went insane because of this or this, and now it just kind of becomes this is some random guy you need to take out, but you can't actually kill him. You're supposed to keep him alive to get a better pay from what's her face. I don't really know, the fixer who sets you up with the missions. As much as I don't want to totally rip into the game, there are a few limitations that aren't exactly up to the whole RPG tier thing. But Cyberpunk 2077 is still a fun game to play, and I think it's still going to be a fun game to play years to come. It wasn't exactly what I expected, of course, but like I said, my expectations were not as high as some people, and some people somehow thought this game was going to be better than like the expectations for Fallout 4, which to me is crazy. Like, this game outsold Fallout 4 so well. The game industry can have such good marketing material now, but you gotta back up your game, guys. If your game's like literally trash, you need to not do that. Yeah, other than that, I think these are my overall thoughts of the game. If I was gonna rate it between 1 and 10, I really can't give you a number right now because the game's still being worked on, honestly, and I don't really want to give a number until like after the DLC comes out, stuff like that. Although they have also announced the free DLC, so maybe they'll get points for that. I'm not sure, but if you're a big fan of like The Witcher 3, this isn't going to be like the same kind of experience for you. But I will recommend the game overall because I do think the game has a bright future ahead of it. Hopefully they can figure out whatever issues they have and can give us a more full experience, because I haven't even talked about like the cops and multiple side quests and how they turn out and other things. But other than that, I think that's my overall thoughts, and I don't really know what else to say. So if I think it's something, I'll probably leave in the comments section down below. I'm really good about like adding on to my thoughts in the comments other than making a whole new video on the subject. But I just kind of wanted to get an upload out. It's been a while, and I'm sorry, I was kind of playing Cyberpunk, and I got back into Fallout, and I'm playing a bunch of other games right now. But if we need to hop back into some older games, I'm kind of thinking I want to play Hitman again. If the connection wouldn't, be so inconsistent. I keep lagging out of Hitman 2. It's kind of stupid. And Hitman 3 comes out very soon too, as well. I don't know. I'm totally going off topic now. So with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. Be sure to tune in and obviously subscribe. We're almost 80 subscribers, guys. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.